the biggest betrayal, and how Buhari's greatest enemies from Saudi Arabia surfaced to get him removed from office by force. Hey, my people, another very serious Bīggést has just surfaced to us this morning on this very channel. Buhari has many enemies, both in the past and also in the present. You can see that Mr. President is not just watching, or is not just sitting back and watching. Buhari has been on this for ages. This wickedness, this self-wickedness has been with him from ages. It is not now. And this very content, it was revealed that President Buhari actually befriended a Saudi government who once helped to remove him from office in the 80s. It's so tough that this enemy of his has resurfaced. Hey, you will not believe this. You will not believe this. And as it is, there is a very serious tension in the southeast as we speak. As we speak, there is a very serious tension as we speak. Let us quickly check the content, my dear listeners. This is Morning News. Decades passed, yet Nigeria and its leaders never learn from their mistakes. They keep repeating some actions and leaders. You would think that these leaders that were in these positions before will do things differently. No, they are stuck in their old ways. We have in years past clearly described the steps that wrecked Nigeria. The narrative is well defined and detailed in history through the CIA-aided coup in 1985. The Buharis government that staunchly rejected IMF, SAP, crippling impositions in Nigeria was removed and replaced by Babangida regime that misruled Nigeria for 14 years. And now the leaders continue to wreck Nigeria for another 16 years. In 2009, Buhari is denying with the same Saudi Arabian government that pushed him out of government. In Nigeria, the Shagari civilian regime fell into the debt trap by 1983. A military coup was launched and the nearly established Buhari regime was clearly unwilling to do business with the IMF. Buhari envisaged barter, direct counter trade with Brazil and other third world economies and other innovations as an option. Most of the first world countries were not in tune with the decision. A pro-IMF coup was staged by Ibrahim Babangida, endorsing the draconian conditionalities. Street protest, Indonesian style, engulfed the nation. Many died, students were killed, but Babangida got the sanction of the IMF and new ballot loans. The riots continued, democratic opposition was silenced and their leaders jailed indefinitely in 1994. But Babangida went laughing to the Swiss banks. Eventually, another military heavyweight seized the baton in a new coup d'etat, and a new wave of riots and imprisonment continued. General Abacha aimed at becoming a new civilian president in 1998. The interesting part, the US administration endorsed the plan. His death in June 1998 buried this project, and many gave a sigh of relief. Needless to say that the removal of subsidy on health and education continued. The Nigerian education system continued to crumble under the weight of IMF conditionalities. Babangida stayed in the background and continued to enjoy a multi-billion fortune. General Abdusalam Abubakar, a new military leader, promised to initiate democracy and return the trigger happy soldiers to the barracks in free and open election. This he apparently did in 1999 and 2003 respectively. Olusegun Obasanjo, a former head of state and military leader, won the presidential election. To remove Buhari and Idiagbon from government, the Babangida coup was made possibly by a conspiracy through the Saudi royal family, who invited late General Tunde Idiagbon to the kingdom to enable the overthrow of the government in his absence, according to Naiwi Osahon, an elder historian, narrates. My dear listeners, you can now see that Buhari's greatest fear is conspiracy, and that is why it doesn't give chances or room to any unnecessary conspiracy. If you watch it, if he discovers any unnecessary gathering anywhere, immediately he calls for a destruction of that very gathering. Look at what happened in Enugu when the Biafrans were gathering or having a peace talk in a public gathering. What did he do? Immediately he sent DSS to go and destroy that very gathering. He believed that in any gathering there must be a coup. So the presence or the invitation of this General Tunde Idiagbon was what chartered Buhari's government and got him removed out of office. So as it is now, that same fear is what Buhari is still nursing, that has made him to be very, very rigid in this administration. And that is why, as it is, he is only believing on his own decision and not the decision of the other person, forgetting that this is not a military administration, but a civilian one. All right, my dear people, be that as it may, he is part of it. You understand? That is to let you know that the person we are actually dealing with is not just ruling us with an ordinary hand, but rather all the while he has been ruling us with military power, which is not a welcome situation. All right, my people, you've heard it all and you've seen it. It's a betrayal to say. Don't forget to comment, they are welcomed. Don't forget to leave them below the comment section. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell buttons to get updated each time we upload any new videos. Thank you.